DC's timeline is a straight up mess, but the Dakota Incident just came through and fixed the whole crib. Today we're breaking down exactly how Lex Luthor used a secret war in Dakota City to literally rewrite reality itself. Stick around because this right here, this changes the Milestone lore forever. What's up fam? Welcome to Decoded Comics. This is the spot where we peel back the layers and find the real talk behind these panels. If you're rocking with deep dives into the lore and the politics of the multiverse, you're in the right place. Do me a solid real quick. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It's the only way we keep the lights on and keep these breakdowns coming. Now let's talk about how they tried to erase Dakota. We're kicking things off in 2045 and Dakota looks like something straight out of a cyberpunk nightmare. Neon lights flickering like they're on their last breath, buildings half crumbled, streets empty except for the chaos. We see Amistad Irvin, all grown up as Beacon, fighting for his life against Shiv. Now look at the art in these opening panels. The colors are neon, but they feel dirty, like the world is decaying or being corrupted from the inside out. Glitchy distortions, fading holograms, everything screaming that reality itself is glitching. Shiv isn't just a street thug anymore, he's an agent of a reality that wants Amistad gone, like a digital enforcer sent to delete the file. Shiv is out here talking reckless, telling him that the Milestone Era was a glitch in the system, a mistake that the main continuity is finally deleting. The desperation in Amistad's eyes is what really hits fam. He's not just losing a fight, he's watching his history disappear. In real time, friends, family, his whole legacy evaporating like smoke. When he hits the Chrono Safeguard, I want y'all to understand the weight of this. He's not just time traveling for fun, he's retreating into a memory because his present is being deleted by a force that wants to whitewash the entire timeline. This sets the stakes for the whole book. If he doesn't fix the incident in the past, characters like Static and Icon won't just be dead, they'll have never existed in the first place. It's a battle for the right to even have a history, straight up existential for black heroes in a world that keeps trying to forget us. We pivot from that high-speed future chaos to a cold, clinical crime scene in the present day. We see the body of Edwin Alva laid out in his lab like a prop in somebody's twisted play. Now if you know the lore, Alva was the big dog in Dakota, the guy Hardware has been trying to take down since day one, the corrupt industrialist who profited off the Big Bang. The lighting here is stark, almost like a noir film, harsh whites, deep blacks, no warmth anywhere. It's meant to make you feel uneasy, like something is fundamentally wrong with the truth being presented. The investigators find a Hardware energy signature and it's a total setup, but check the background details in this spread. This is where we decode it. You see crates with LexCorp and STAR Labs logos tucked in the corners, half hidden but screaming involvement. This tells us Alva wasn't just some local villain, he was plugged into the global elite, probably cutting deals with the same people who run the world. As the scene progresses, the media starts its engine. They aren't reporting a murder, they're calling it an act of metahuman insurrection. This is the propaganda machine working overtime to turn the public against the very people who protect them. They're painting a target on the back of every bang baby in the city before a single witness is even questioned. It's a masterclass in how to weaponize a tragedy to justify a military invasion. Real talk, we've seen this playbook in the streets too many times. The vibe shifts from a mystery to a straight up war movie. The sky over Dakota turns this weird synthetic red, like blood mixed with radiation, and the Suicide Squad pulls up. But they aren't hiding in the shadows. They are the face of the feds, rolling deep with no shame. We see the military-grade drones hovering over the projects, casting these long, jagged shadows that look like claws on the concrete, reaching for the kids playing ball or folks just trying to live. Then we see Static, Virgil Hawkins, standing in his high school courtyard, still young, still trying to hold it together. Virgil is small in the frame, surrounded by the massive architecture of the city and the hovering drones. It's a visual metaphor for how the state tries to make a young black man feel, insignificant and surrounded like the world is closing in. Then the first shots get fired. It's a drone strike on a public park where kids are playing. This isn't an accident, it's a tactic used to draw the heroes out. They aren't trying to arrest Hardware anymore. They're trying to bait the entire Milestone roster into a fight they can't win. They want them to look like the aggressors on the nightly news so they can justify level 5 force. This turns the incident from a police matter into an all-out urban invasion where the streets themselves are the battlefield. Fam, this hits different when you know what real militarized responses look like in our community. Now, we're checking in with Hardware, Curtis Metcalf, He's in a safe house, and the panels show us his internal monologue. He's cold, he's calculating, he's trying to find the digital trail through firewalls and encrypted logs. But Deadshot and a tactical squad crash the party. This isn't just an action scene, it's a clash of ideologies. Hardware is a man of logic, built his whole life on tech and smarts, but he's being hunted by a system that has abandoned logic for raw power. We see Hardware's internal HUD as he tries to stay non-lethal, stun rounds, EMP bursts, anything to avoid bodies. He knows if he kills a soldier, the narrative is over for him. He's literally fighting with one hand tied behind his back, but his screen starts flashing system override in red. His own tech, the stuff he spent his whole life perfecting, is being hijacked by an outside source, probably LexCorp backdoors he never saw coming. Then Hardware realizes the security footage of Alva's murder wasn't just edited, it was replaced with a deepfake of him pulling the trigger. The very logic he lives by is being used to gaslight him. It's a genius realizing that in a rigged game, being smart isn't enough. You can have all the tech in the world, but if they control the signal, they control the truth. Straight up modern day paranoia turned canon. This is where the heavy hitters step in. Icon and Rocket fly in to stop the drones from lighting up a residential block. Icon is catching a missile midair like it's nothing, and the scale of the art is huge to show his god-tier power, buildings shaking, energy crackling. But look at his face in this close-up. He doesn't look like a hero enjoying a victory. He looks like a man who has seen the same oppression for 150 years. He's seen the riots, he's seen the Jim Crow era, he's lived through lynchings and redlining, and he sees this for what it is. The state reclaiming its property, black power that won't bow. Then Captain Atom shows up. This is the big who's stronger moment, but it's really about who has the authority. Atom is a living nuclear reactor for the US government, glowing with that patriotic energy. He tells Icon he's unregistered, which is basically code for you don't belong to us. Icon's clapback is legendary. He asks how a man who represents a government that's currently bombing its own citizens can talk to him about being a threat. It's a standoff between a hero who actually loves the people and a hero who just loves the uniform. The dialogue here is dense, questioning the very idea of who gets to decide what safety looks like. The Trinity finally pulls up Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman, but it ain't a celebratory vibe. The art here is heavy with shadows, and the League looks like they're here to collect the debt, capes billowing like funeral flags. Superman gets in Icon's face, all moral high ground, and Batman corners Hardware with that detective stare. There's a specific panel where Superman's cape is flowing, but it looks more like a shroud than a symbol of hope. Dark, oppressive. Batman shows him the identity list. Luthor has the names, addresses, and schools of every hero's family in Dakota. This is the ultimate betrayal. The League isn't here to fight the Suicide Squad. They're here to tell the Dakota heroes to sit down for the greater good. Batman tells Hardware his war is destabilizing the region. It's a gut punch, man. The heroes we look up to are choosing the easy path of peace over the hard path of justice. They're asking the people being stepped on to just take it so the rest of the world can feel comfortable. It's a brutal critique of what happens when heroes become part of the system, when even the icons start protecting the status quo instead of the people. Just when things look their worst, the Blood Syndicate enters the fray. These aren't your typical Cape Crusaders. These are the survivors of the streets who have zero love for the Justice League. Raw, unfiltered, born from the same Big Bang, but never playing nice. We see Holocaust and Wise Son facing off against Wonder Woman. The art here is visceral, lots of jagged energy, debris flying, blood red tones mixing with the League's brighter palette. The Syndicate doesn't care about the identity list because they're already outlaws, already ghosts in the system. They represent the unbridled rage of a city that has been pushed too far. No negotiations, just pushback. This forces a three-way conflict between the Milestone heroes, the Milestone outlaws, Demir, and the DC establishment. In the middle of it all, we see Static caught between sides. He's trying to decide if he should follow Icon's lead and negotiate for survival, or follow the Syndicate and burn it all down. It's a masterful exploration of how different parts of a community react to systemic oppression. Some want reform, some want revolution, and the youth are stuck figuring out which path keeps them alive. We move into the negotiation phase. As Superman and Icon have a conversation that is some of the best writing in Milestone history. Two black icons, one adopted, one original, going head to head on what heroism means. Superman talks about global stability, the bigger picture, while Icon talks about human dignity, the lives right here in Dakota. Icon points out that Superman lives in a world where the law always works for him, while Dakota lives in a world where the law is the primary threat, Cops, feds, media all weaponized, the compromise is struck, and it's a heavy one. The Milestone heroes agree to stand down and disappear from the public eye. In exchange, Luthor will pull back the troops and forget the identity list. It's a deal with the devil. They are trading their ability to be heroes for the safety of their families. You can see the weight of this decision on Rocket's face. She feels like they're selling out, but Icon knows they're just surviving to fight another day. Real talk, this hits on that generational trauma. Protecting the kids means sometimes swallowing pride so they can live to fight later. The troops start pulling out, but they don't just leave quietly. We see STAR labs and LexCorp crews coming in to sanitize the area like crime scene cleaners, confiscating tech, wiping hard drives, destroying samples of the Big Bang gas, making sure no evidence of the Superman project remains. Hardware is watching all of this, unable to do anything about it, his fists clenched, HUD flickering with useless data. This is where the erasure really begins. They aren't just taking away the powers, they're taking away the proof, photos, footage, memories altered or suppressed. We see a news broadcast that has already changed the story. They are reporting that the incident was a chemical leak that caused hallucinations, and that the Justice League saved the city from itself. The gaslighting is officially in full effect, turning real heroes into myths, real pain into mass delusion. It's chilling how seamless the rewrite feels. In the shadows of a rooftop, Virgil, Raquel, and Curtis meet one last time. They are taking off their masks, and the art is very intimate, focusing on their human faces rather than their suits, sweat, tears, exhaustion, but also that unbreakable bond. They make a vow. They might be going into hiding, but they aren't going away. They are becoming a shadow cabinet. Then we see them back in their civilian lives. Virgil at school trying to act normal, Raquel with her son building a quiet life, Curtis at a low-key lab pretending the fight's over. They look normal, but there's a look in their eyes that says they're just biding their time. It's a tragic yet resilient moment. Surviving isn't winning, but it's the first step to coming back stronger. We see the passage of time. A few years go by in a few panels, kids growing up without heroes, streets quieter but emptier. In a school textbook, the Dakota Incident is now a footnote about urban unrest. No mention of metahumans, no Static, just tragic events. People in the streets talk about Static like he was an urban legend or a collective delusion. Man, remember when folks said Lightning Man was real? We see the Justice League in the Watchtower. They are looking down at Earth, and Dakota is just another light on the map. They think they fixed it, stability restored, no more instability. But then we cut to the Shadow Cabinet monitors. They are still watching, they are tracking Luthor, they are tracking the League, and they are building a database of every secret the DCU has. They have been erased from history, but they have become the observers of history, ghosts in the machine, waiting for the right moment to remind the world they exist. We end where we began, back with Beacon in the future. He has successfully navigated the timeline back to the incident and back to the present. He makes contact with the present day Virgil. This is the moment the safehold pays off. Amistad shows Virgil what happens if they stay in the shadows, the total erasure of their people, their legacy wiped clean. These final pages are a call to action. Virgil realizes that survival isn't enough. They have to be seen, have to stand up. The art shifts from the muted somber tones of the cleanup back into vibrant electric colors. Blues popping, energy surging, Static steps out into the light, and for the first time in years, the sky over Dakota crackles with blue lightning. The incident is no longer a secret. The heroes are back, and they aren't asking for permission anymore. The book ends with a massive splash page of the entire Milestone roster standing tall. Static front and center, Icon beside him, hardware geared up, blood. Syndicate ready, the erasure failed, the revolution has begun. Fam, this is the comeback we've been waiting for. But real talk, look at why this book is a must-have. For a long time, the industry treated Milestone like a side project instead of the cultural powerhouse it actually is. By buying this comic, you're supporting creators like Stephanie Williams and Nicholas Draper Ivey. You're telling the big dogs that we want stories that actually deal with the world we live in. Supporting black comics isn't just about diversity, it's about the fact that the art and the storytelling are on another level. When you pick up the Dakota Incident, you're making sure these voices never get silenced again. Go get that book, put it in your collection. I gotta ask y'all, in this story, the Justice League chose stability over justice. Do you think Superman and Batman were right to force them into hiding to save their families, or did the League just become the villains of the story? Drop a comment below. I'm going to be down there chopping it up with y'all, and that, fam, is the tragedy and the win that is the Dakota Incident. Before we get out of here, if you're brick shots, if you're rocking with the way we break these stories down, do not forget to like and subscribe to Decoded Comics. It's the only way we keep this energy going. I'm from Decoded Comics, and I'll catch y'all on the next breakdown.